What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys an extra special video. Today we are talking about the announcement of VGC 2019 regional locations, as well as 2019 TCG locations. I do a little bit of TCG on this channel as well. They just announced it, and this is like the first time ever that we've had these locations for regionals announced before internets or before worlds and stuff like that. For people that travel all around the country going to these events, this is a huge deal to get all this information early. You know, you can book your flights early, you can set aside the correct amount of money to go for, the correct amount of regionals. You can pretty much plan your whole year and decide if you even want to go to Worlds based off how early this information is released. So we're going to be looking at the regional locations, and I'm going to be talking about whether I think some of these locations are good, some of these locations are bad, how it works for TCG and VGC, and a bunch of other things. So the first thing we're going to be doing here is we're going to be reading this little thing here, prepare for the 2019 season regional championships, and this is going to be for the whole world, but we're mostly going to be taking a look at North America because those are the events that I personally go to. So it says, check out the locations and dates for the upcoming regionals in North America and Europe. So this is how you get your championship points. This is what you pretty much need to enter the World Championships. I'm not going to read down this whole thing. You can check out your stuff online, and pretty much what this says. So this is the meat of it here. We have the North American Regional Championship schedule. So the way that this is going to work, for those of you guys that don't know how regionals work, the first 3 or 4 months of the year, up until the first of the year, is usually using last year's format. That's just how Pokemon's been doing it for years. That's how they've always done it. So what we're realistically going to have is we're going to have VGC 2018 up until the first January 1st of 2019. And then once that hits, we'll switch over to whatever new format it is. They'll probably announce it at Worlds or a little bit after Worlds. We can all assume right now that it's going to be the GS Cup, which is the very same format as VGC 2010 and VGC 2016, which is, you can use up to 2 Uber Pokemon, like, in VGC 2016, like Groudon, Xerneas, Kyogre, those were all really big ones. So we can expect that to be next year's format, which is kind of lame, which is why I really actually kind of like this list of the regional locations and when they are and stuff like that. Personally, for me, I'm going to explain it in a minute, but since we can assume it's going to be 2019, I want to get the most out of 2018 as possible. Now, I do not love VGC 2018. Actually, probably would rank it near the bottom end of my favorite. Like, if I were to rank all the VGC formats, I definitely rank VGC 2018 near the lower end of it, but, I have a good feel for this format. I'm definitely well practiced in this format, so if I'm going to snowball and try to, get a lot of CP and, see if I can actually make a Worlds run, it's probably best to try and max out the format I know what I'm doing in before just trying to reinvent the wheel in a format like 2019, which like I said, if it's 2016 again, I hate that format. That's the worst thing ever, and I'm surprised we as a community in a game even survived it in the first place. You know what I mean? So it's rough using those things. It's just not a very competitive format, in my opinion. It's kind of fun if you're just messing around. I'm sure you guys have seen some of my content where I use like the the Giratina and the Lugia teams and stuff like that. But those aren't top cut in regionals. So we're just gonna look at some of these dates now. It's time to get into some of these dates. So the first regional is gonna be is that September 19th? Sorry, September 14th through 16th. And some of these regionals are actually going to be 3-day events, which is, it's probably a good thing, but it's been a hot minute since I've seen some of them. I think the last 3-day events were probably in like 2014, if I remember correctly, or 2013, I don't remember. I've been to a couple, and I actually like them. I like them because it lets people play VGC and TCG, respectively. Like, you can bring stuff for both of them and play both formats, and I really actually like that. So here we go. First one is going to be September 14th in, or is that August? January? I'm right. Okay, I was like, hold on. Just gotta count my months, just September's a weird one. I don't have anything ever going on in September. It's hard to remember it. Anyways, yeah, September. September is gonna be Philadelphia Expo Center at what is it? Just Philadelphia, I guess. I'm not going to that. I'm totally not going to that, but first one on the East Coast. More or less East Coast, that makes sense. After that, we're gonna have Memphis, and it feels like we just have this one. So it's really weird that like we just had this one, and then people are gonna be going back to it for the same exact format, like less than a few months later. But that's pretty good regional. I've heard a lot of people say good things about like that kind of location area, so that's good. It's in October. Starting these off a little bit earlier on in the year. Normally, like they kind of start in October. Maybe there's like one in September. But anyways, so going into the first one I'm gonna be going to probably is gonna be October 26th. It's gonna be Oregon. I've been to Oregon before. I've had good results in Oregon. The venue, if it's the same exact, yeah, it's a convention center. It's a great venue. It's right next to this awesome Dutch Brothers. So like a 24-hour Dutch Brothers. And I don't know if you guys know what Dutch Brothers is. There's like, it's a coffee place, right? But most of the Dutch Brothers that I go to are like little kiosks. So you just drive through them. But this one's like an inside Dutch Brothers that's like a really big building. It looks like a huge rave, and it's just it's 24 hours. It's just going crazy all night. So yeah, I like that venue. It's pretty good. I'm totally gonna be going to Oregon. It's gonna be my first regional for the 2019 season, but it's still gonna be using the 2018 rules. So I actually expect to do pretty well with that one. So we can put that one on the little chalkboard right there. So after that, we have a special event center in Roanoke, Virginia. I've never been there, but you know, it makes sense. They're going like East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast type thing. They're giving people on both sides enough stuff to do, which I think is really smart. Instead of just like, you know, putting all the regionals for the start of the season on one side, which Pokemon Company has really done before. Like if you look at last season, we got like San Jose, and then everything was just East Coast until like March. Like I'm not even kidding. Like this season, the 2018 season was pretty bad. So like right after the Virginia one, we have Anaheim, you know, and that's in December. So that's like at the very tail end of the time we can still use 2018. So personally, for me, a person that doesn't go to a ton of regionals, I go to more than some people, but you know, not like a ton. Having 2, you know, regionals within like a 10-hour drive or maybe like 8-hour drive, for me, that's like pretty good. Like I'll take it. I'll totally take it. I'm gonna go 2 regionals, and you know, I can get like a really good, stable like game plan out to plan out what type of teams I want to use. Like there's 2 months in between each of those, or like a month and a half, I guess. So like, you know, I can really prepare at the end of Worlds for the one that I'm going to go to in Oregon, and after the one in Oregon, I can take like a break for like a week, relax, reflect on what I saw at that tournament, then really start trying and practicing and getting teams together for the one in Anaheim that's like 2 months. It's like the perfect amount of time. For me, going to a regional like every 2 months, that's good, because it takes like a full month for me to get like a regional team that I can actually see me like winning an event with ready to go. So yeah, perfect amount of time, and I get to use the 2018 before 2019 just ruins everything. That's absolutely perfect. Like we totally take those. After that, we have the Dallas. Dallas is January 19th. Oh dude, I might actually go to that. So like the way it is, like if I get top cut at like Oregon or Anaheim, I'll probably go to Dallas. Like I will probably, definitely maybe go to that. But you know, like if I'm not having a good season, or if like if I can pick up on something, because this is going to be the first regional for the 2019 season, and also Dallas was the first regional for the 2018 season here, so they're keeping that up. Dallas for TCG also was huge, and probably not getting that huge this year. It's expanded, so that sucks. But anyways, yeah, Dallas was the first regional for like the new rules, and if I can pick up on something before other people can, I might go to Dallas. Let's see. We'll see. After that's going to be Collinsville, Illinois. It's in February. So, like, realistically, that's a good venue. I haven't been there, but I've heard a lot of people say I might go. So it's near St. Louis. I might actually go to that, to be honest, because like I'm looking at it. So it's like, you know, October, December, couple months break, you get into February, you go to, you know, St. Louis. It's not so far that I couldn't go to it, but it depends on how my season's going. You know, it really depends. You know, if I already have like if I went to 2 regionals and had over 100 CP, I'd probably go to Dallas. If I got like any CP from Dallas, I'd think about going to Collinsville. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, I'd like to have 150, maybe. It depends if the CP bar is the exact same. I'd like to have like 160 CP. Maybe more. Realistic, I'd like more, but like the bare minimum for me to continue doing this would be 160 CP by the end of this. By the end of Collinsville. If I went. Just being realistic. I'd like more. Obviously, I'd like more, but I'm looking at it. I'm looking at like 2 top 16s, a scrub out, and then like a couple mid-season top cuts. Maybe a win of like a PC or something. You see what I mean? Like that's real. That's being realistic. And maybe like a regional top 8, a top 16, a scrub out, because you can't top cut them all. You just can't. So I don't know. We'll see. Might go to that one. I'll put that on a tentative. So after that, we have Toronto. I've never been to Canada for a regional. A lot of people like the Canada regionals. I've never really been. Not going to go to this one. Probably not. Even if I was doing really well, I wouldn't go. And this is North Carolina. Okay, it makes sense. You know, they Texas, like St. Louis, then they went up to Canada. They come back down North Carolina. It makes sense. And after that, we have Denver. Now, Denver, see this little asterisk. We're gonna get to that later. It's a TCG only event, and it's standard. And I haven't actually, have I played a standard TCG regional? I think I've only ever done expanded, and I like expanded. Expanded's like totally my jam. No, I did one standard regional, I think. No, it was expanded. Yeah, no, well, I've done a lot of regionals, but like I was thinking of a deck that I took. The deck that I took to that regional, San Jose last year, was better in standard, but I still used it in expanded. But I like expanded. But I also would like a chance to play a standard regional, so I'm actually probably gonna go to this one because at this point, you know, unless I've completely snowballed, unless I'm probably gonna get my World's Invite for VGC, I might just be super casual, you know, making content like I am right now, and I might just be playing TCG by this time, because I do play a lot of TCG. You guys don't see it, because I don't upload it, but, you know, I go to, like, weeklies, I go to, like, League Cups and all that stuff. I play a good amount of TCG. I'm pretty well informed in TCG, and I have a good amount of CP. I've won a couple, like, TCG tournaments, like, that give CP, like, League Cups and stuff like that, using just really cool off-meta decks and stuff like that. So I'm actually probably going to go to this because it's close enough to me. It's at a time where I'm not doing anything. Like, realistically, the last regional I said I was going to was Anaheim in December. So, like, I might go to Texas, I might go to St. Louis, but if I don't go to any of those, like, even if I do go to those, I'm still probably going to go to Denver. So I think I'm going to this one. It's fun to play TCG. TCG is amazing. You guys should all play it. And playing standard is also quite fun. After that, we got Daytona Beach. That's making a return from this year, I think. I think Daytona Beach was this year. I think it, like, just happened. So, really cool to see Daytona Beach. You know, makes sense. They go, like, Denver, which is more... Well, you guys are looking at the screen, so it's more West Coast. So, you know, Daytona Beach is more East Coast, so it makes sense. And after that, we got Hartford, Connecticut. Never been to that regional, but... didn't they have a lot of problems setting up a stream, like, a couple years ago? Might not be that venue, but... I don't really remember. And after that, we got the big whammies. Got Santa Clara, again, another standard regional. So if at this point I just hate the 2019 format, I've played TCG at Denver. I'm gonna play TCG at Santa Clara, which is like totally next to me. I live in California. I live in Sacramento. So yeah, I'm totally going to this one. I'm gonna play something. It's so close to me. Why wouldn't I play? But I'll most likely be going to this one. And this is actually pretty cool because, like, let's say I did get like 160 CP from earlier on in the season. I mean, I could totally just, like, go to Santa Clara, like, really practice for Santa Clara, get, like, a top 16, top 8, and then hope for, like, a top 64 Nats, and that would just draw me into Worlds. Like, that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm looking at my season right now. Getting, like, a good start to the season, like, maxing out the 2018 part of the season, and then just kind of lowballing it, and then, like, sneaking in at, like, an Internats or something. But the Santa Clara Regional is really going to help, and I really like that our NorCal Regionals is later on in the season, because it gives me, like, something to look forward to, even if I don't like the format. Like, seeing the community, seeing the friends, seeing all the fans and stuff like that. That's always so much fun. And I'm actually really hyped for this regional. And worst case scenario, I just play Pokemon TCG, because I do that too. And standard's pretty good. And after that, we have Madison. Don't think I'm going to this, but, you know, who knows, like, how it works. If I'm really close to getting a World's Invite on either TCG or VGC, I'll totally go to this. It's not that far away. I almost went this year. I almost went. I was totally gonna go, and then I was like, I'm good. I'll just save money and go to a bunch of events next season. After that, we're looking at Europe. They have an event in the UK that's standard, and then another event in the UK that's also standard. And then all these other events are standard. I'm just looking at TCG because I saw a bunch of standard. I think that's weird that all their events are standard. Personally, for TCG, I like expanded more. I totally like expanded more. And I know I'm in the minority. And it's not even that I like expanded. I like Hexmaniac, and I like Verse Seeker, which are two TCG cards that are in the expanded format. And that's pretty much it. I really like those cards. I feel that they promote, like, really fun deck building. And I know you guys are, like, VGC players that are watching my content, but those cards are pretty fun to use, and they really fit my play style, and that's why I like expanded. But anyways, that's pretty much all the events on here. I just wanted to, you know, give a little brief rundown of events I'm planning on going to. Hopefully you guys go into some events as well. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is so now people know that there are events. There's so many people that are like, oh, I didn't know that there was a tournament this weekend in my hometown. Now you know. Now Pokemon is doing the right thing, putting out the info early. Hopefully us content creators will do the right thing and spread the word around. So I just want to ask a question. Are you going to any of these regionals? What regionals do you guys think you're going to go to? And if you guys say, I don't have any money, well, you know, it's freaking June. You know, I'm sure if you save $1 a day, you can go to a regional next year. Just find $1 somewhere. There's change on the ground. I work at Starbucks. There's so much change in my drive-thru. You guys need change. There's at all times at least $1 and change in like a Starbucks drive-thru. Don't get hit by a car. I didn't say go in the drive-thru when they're open. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that. All right. Anyways, but yeah, that's it, guys. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what regionals you guys are excited about going to, seeing, all that type of stuff. Leave those in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.